What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Mad Red United. Tell me, honestly, people, what do you think of that little corny countdown bit? I don't know. I thought I'd just put it in tonight just for a bit of a change.
I'll never get
just
them 30 seconds back.
Right on cue. He's back. So I might as well introduce the guests in that very order. Back tonight. This is where it all started, the Sunday show. I'm so buzzing to have my guy Paul back on the show. Paul, how you doing, mate? We've missed you.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Keeping it real, man. Bro.
Good. And moving across the bottom row there, right next to my guy Paul, is my man Saeed. Saeed, mate, how is tricks? What's going on, Paul?
Yeah, man, not too bad, mate. I'm just enjoying the weekend without United, mate. You know what I mean? No football, mate. You know
Stress-free.
Then again, mate, I'm seeing one manager can't get the best out of this place, and I'm seeing England can't get the best out of their place. So I'm basically watching United, mate.
Oh God! And we'll get into some international stuff. But one lady who's not had a good international week this week must have been Mary. Mary, we'll touch a little bit on Ireland, a little bit in the show. But other than that, Gin at the ready?
Absolutely. A pint of gin all the way. This is what football has driven me to.
Yeah, on all sides of it. International, club level, Mary cannot get away from it. She cannot get away from it. And by no means last, it is my man with the quality shirt on there today. Just spin it around, please, for us, Timbo, mate. Let's see who's on the back of that one. Come on, Timothy. Look at that. Yes. Oh, if only, mate. If only. Days gone, yesteryears.
Sir Bobby.
Daniel Luciano's in the house. Cheers, mate. Thanks for starting us off with a super chat. So, this is it, guys. INTA United podcast. It all starts tonight. I'm making it official. It is turning into an official podcast. I'm going to go into the name of it. INTA United. INTA, short for international, because this panel comes from all corners of the world. You know what? We've got Canada up above us. We've got Ireland over to the right-hand side there. We've got my English boys on the bottom row. But obviously, we're missing Dave tonight. This is going to be weekly. It's going to be all of your favourite characters from all the shows over the last few months. We're missing Zeki tonight. Dave. Owen's not turned up. He's catching the last few pints while the pubs are still open in England. That's where he is right now because we're all about to hit lockdown tomorrow.
Boris. I'm another kid tomorrow.
Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Let's get into it. I'm going to start actually on a positive note. Let's do a couple of shout outs actually. First of all, it's not been much good news around United recently, but I just want to big up the women's team actually. Absolutely killing it right now. Absolutely murdering it. So big up to the women's United team. We are making strides already. It's looking good. It looks, you know what? The quality of football is actually really good. If you watch it, it is absolutely outstanding, some of the football. A lot better than what we're seeing on the main Old Trafford pitch. I'll say that, for one. But obviously, other news this week. Yeah, he bagged the goal tonight for England as well. But MBE, Marcus Rashford, congratulations to you. That is a massive achievement for off the field. No matter what's going on the field, you still got to give credit where it's due to Marcus for what he's done. And it is, for someone so young to be so influential, and now can actually talk straightly direct to the Prime Minister. Wow. At that age, local Manchester lad, it is absolutely huge. And you know what? A little bit of a bright spark, just in a bit of a miserable time for this football club at the moment. Right, here we go. Let's get into the nitty-gritty stuff. I'm actually just going to touch on something before we start onto our beloved United. Have any of you guys seen that proposed change to English football that the United and Liverpool have both sort of backed today? Did anyone hear about that?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'll come to you, Paul. I mean, this is what, you know, well, Liverpool made it. The Fenway Sports Group pretty much made the proposal. United have backed this proposal, but the basis of it is...
Are we fucking mad? We're going to be in that bottom two. We're going to be in the fucking bottom two. So what are we fucking doing? Yeah, okay, let's accept fucking 18 and then we're in the bottom two. Like, Edward, what the fuck is going on here? How can we back reducing the teams when we're sat 1 point off relegation? How the fuck is that coming through? Do they realise more teams are going to get relegated? Have they thought this through? Have they thought this through? did you not write on the board, Manchester United, we're going to lose 5, we might be in the bottom 5? On our pen, it's going to work out, but we're going to narrow 2 teams down. So I guess when it comes down, it's going to be 5 getting relegated at this moment in time. We're one of them 5.
Yeah, they don't. Well, they don't. I mean, it's what is it? It's called elitism, isn't it? That's the official phrase for it, Saeed, mate.
It doesn't matter elitism. Surely, once you finish in the bottom, that's it. You're gone.
Exactly that, mate. The mentality of it is on the elitism sort of way, Saeed, mate, because the fact that it's Liverpool and United, get rid of the League Cup, get rid of the Community Shield, pan off 250 million, quarter of a bill to the EPL. 100 of that's got to go to the FA, though. So, you know what I mean, mate? It just kind of looks like it's sort of, and we always struggle, don't we? Fix your pile up. It just seems like the big teams are thinking of themselves there while throwing a bit of cash over. Mm-hmm. And this is a proposal to the Premier League. It's not like it's them handing the dosh straight out. So, I mean, it does come down to looking at it like it's sort of coming from the top, and they're not really thinking about the smaller teams in this one, are they?
I'm not too sure, mate. There's an old saying, mate. Beggars can't be choosers, mate. And Man United should not be begging for anything. No League Cup, none of that, mate. You should be taking it all in, mate. Should be taking a League Cup and saying it's a trophy. What was the last time we won a trophy, mate? 3 years ago. You know what I mean? I've hardly seen a trophy. I've seen trophies in Manchester City, Liverpool, everywhere else but England. And we're here messing around with Liverpool, of all people. You know what I mean? Dealing with Liverpool, mate. That's one team we never ever deal with, mate. And it just goes to show, man, the history of the football club is gone, mate, in terms of how we're thinking through things, you know what I mean? Proposing all this stuff. But we can't even get our football team right and the structure of our football team, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. We're thinking about all this here when the simple things in football, the simple structure, ownership, the simple, you know what I mean, kind of a way of dealing with our football club. We can't even get that right. And you're dealing with Liverpool in terms of who should go down and how we should save money and all that sort of stuff. Forget all that nonsense, mate. Focus on your own team, then let's focus on something out there. That's my thing. I've always, even when any proposal they put on by United, or let's do this right, forget about that. Just focus on yourself first. Let's get to where United need to be. Liverpool are winning the league again this season. They're not bothered about all this nonsense. They want to distract Man United into thinking that, you know what, let's do this, mate. Let's get on a little partnership going here. Nah, mate. Focus on your team. So for me, I'm not even bothered about all that stuff, mate. I just want Man United to win against Newcastle, mate. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's it. We'll touch on that a little bit as well. I mean, Tim, it is a bit of a lethal combination, United and Liverpool. I mean, Daniel Luciano there in the super chat, cheers, mate. Thinks Paul and Saeed's a lethal
that's the more dangerous
combination.
Combo below me.
But quickly on that, I mean, it is what it is, mate. And it does look like the big clubs are looking after themselves. But the Premier League again now, mate, £15 a game for us in England here now, pay-per-view.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, you probably get it for nothing, I'm guessing, over in Canada. Is that right?
It cost me £7.50 a month for every Premier League game, every EFL game, Serie A, Carabao Cup, Champions League, and Europa League, every game. And that's on top. And then the NFL, like all those other sports on there too. That's one carry. It's not. Mate, it's crazy what you guys. Paul's gonna go
and get a pint of vodka in a minute, Tim. And you keep
talking like that. I'm joining the gym, woman.
Yeah. Oh,
get it done, yeah.
I am. Just going to get fill up. Need to bring it in,
Paul, you need to bring the bottle next time, Paul, mate. Well, I mean, Mary, I don't know what the script is over there. It's got to be.
It's got to
be. Jesus, where it's all going down tonight. I tell you what, this week's football has got a lot to answer for. It really has.
Driving me to drink.
It really has.
Me to drink.
This whole thing with the league, it's just real quick. All of this is about power and money for these big clubs. United and Liverpool want the clubs who have been in the longest tenure in the Premier League. Part of the deal is for them to get a bigger share of the vote. So it's just power and money. And like Saeed said, like get your own house in order. Can you imagine Woodward and the gang calling shots and voting, you know, not having more majority of the vote for the Premier League and the changes they make there? Give me a break.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few people in the comment section, Mary, have already said Ed Woodward loves Liverpool. He's a Liverpool fan deep down, so no wonder he's agreeing with Liverpool on this.
You know, a deal with the devil. This is it. Why are we going in with a deal with Liverpool? Like Saeed was right, we should be focusing on the football. They're going to match us on 20 league titles and we want to go into a deal with them. Get out, focus on what's important, football, not business.
That's how desperate we're getting now. That's how desperate we are becoming as a club. We're jumping in with the enemy. That's how desperate we're becoming.
Yeah, I was touching on that then.
Distraction technique as well. This is all distracting us from the actual shambles that is our football club.
Yeah, Mary says it as it is. I don't know if you people already knew that, but I brought on all the realists here today. I'm telling you right now. So if you feel slightly offended at all by anything alcohol or obligatory language related, it's probably not the show for you people, this one, because I've got the main people on tonight. Quickly as well, guys, before I went on, the membership option to support the channel is now open. It's not just put your money in and basically pay for everything for me. It is just a support for the channel. But kits like this are now going to be part of the membership option. All the details will be sent to you in a private members only community message. So if you do go on the community section in YouTube, that is part of the membership section of this channel, and all the info will be sent to that there. So we've teamed up with the retro kits because, let's be honest, nobody wants to go to the mega store these days. Tim's already got the right idea. And straight on cue, Daniel there joins the club. Thank you very much, Daniel, mate. You are a superstar, mate, for all our channels. Saeed as well. I've seen you on there many a times.
Hey, can I just touch on there, the kits? Can I just touch on there, please, with the kits?
Paul, you've not been on for a while. You say whatever you want, mate.
Let me tell you, my little lad just turned 6, 10th of August. Bought in a brand new United kit. You know how much it cost me? 65 quid, yeah, about the fucking socks. Yeah, and Marcus Rashford's going on these fucking rants to get kids school-free meals. Listen, kids want to have the best top in the world. They want to have the United top. They don't want to go to school in 2 years, United tops. They want to go in the latest school, the latest United kits. So why don't you start United? And listen, you're making kids go in poverty by charging this much of a top because they want that top and they don't want to get. But don't come up with all this shit. Let's start with the fucking money makers, the Glazers. Let's start with them. Let's start with them cunts who are charging my 6-year-old lad to get him a fucking kit, 65 fucking quid. Don't even include the socks. Doesn't include the socks, mate. And he's going on about free school meals. Why not free United kits? My kid was saying I want United. So I can't send him a last season United kit for long clothes day in school. Man, the guy get ripped. And he's going on. You know what? I was going to send him I was going to send him in the one in 2019 to say, yeah, you're all right. We got free kids meals anyway. So what? You know what I mean?
They want the pandemic discount on Sancho. Exactly. Where's the pandemic discount on the kits?
Going on about what about football kits? Football kits now is ridiculous. For me, 100 quid. You're mad.
No,
man.
It's ridiculous, mate. I tell you. Man, that guy's going to be fucked.
Yeah, people, like I said at the start of the show tonight, guys, this one could get very explosive, this discussion. VK in Bangkok, cheers, mate, for joining up to the channel, pal. There's going to be a few choice words and a few choice swear words. It's going to be quite brutal tonight, people. So I do warn you, but it is what it is. This is the state of affairs at United at the moment. People are raging. So we're going to get deep into it now. Syed, I'm going to come to you first, mate. I can already see it. If everyone watches and follows me on Twitter, then you'll see what I thought about the situation going on right now. It is the topic of on top of everyone's lips right now, which is the bust-up, the so-called bust-up behind the scenes, which I do think has happened because, like I said before, we've all spoke about it. We've talked about you don't leave Bruno and Matic both out at half-time unless something serious has gone on behind the scenes. There's been loads of reports come out this morning about this side, mate. And for me, if this is the case, now I said it in my tweet, mate, I am fuming. My piss is boiling with this at the moment in terms of people going on at Bruno saying that Bruno is a problem. You're on another planet, people. You really are. If Bruno has been alienated because his standards are of where a lot of United fans would expect our standards to be, and the others can't handle it, for Ollie to single out him, if this is true, like I said at the start, it's all rumoured, but I can't see it not having any carry with it, especially after the substitution at half-time, then this is exactly where this club is going, down the pan, mate, because Bruno has standards. Them standards are dropped. This is where he kicks off. And you know what? I've seen so many reports today, Said, mate, about issues going on behind the scenes. There's laugh at people. It's an ongoing joke about Maguire being the captain at Carrington. I've seen people going on saying that Bruno is now unhappy at Manchester United. He's burnt out. I mean, when's this all going to end, mate? For me, you know how I feel. Everyone knows how I feel about Bruno. I just feel like, yeah, he can have a bad game, but his determination and his attitude and his mentality is what this club needs, and it's what this club is missing. For this to be going on now the way it is, mate, then it just epitomises everything which is wrong with this club, especially football related at the moment.
Yeah, mate, spot on, mate.
And Salah, mate, just back that up there, mate. Well said, Salah, mate.
Yeah, mate, well done, Salah. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I think it's just, for me, it's kind of a rotten from top to bottom, mate. It really is, mate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what happened in that second half, but you know what I mean? He brought off Bruno for some reason, I don't know. He brought off Matic for some reason, maybe, you know what I mean, because he was getting outdone in midfield, but it just goes to show me, and this all that feeling of feel good factor and the good vibes we've had, it's all going to be crashing down, mate, and it's going to get ugly. It really is going to get ugly now. People are thinking that little bit there is a bit ugly. Wait till we lose to Newcastle and then get thrashed by PSG, mate. That's when it gets ugly. You know what I mean? Yeah, 3 games in. For me, I'm starting to get worried as a United fan because it could go and get messy where everyone else loses, mate. Everyone loses out. Like, seriously, man. Like, the issue for me was that game highlighted everything that was wrong start of the season, the preparation, the Harry Maguire, all that things before season can happen. But when it all happens at one go, that's when you know something's wrong with the football club. And this for me added Bruno into it. For me, I'm not too sure if I'm going to read too much into it, but still, if it's coming out from the press, then surely there must be something going on behind the scenes.
You know what I mean? Mate, we're all people over it today.
100%. Bruno don't get took off at half time for nothing.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
not when we're chasing the game. Not when we're chasing the game, bro.
Exactly.
It's strong link to that.
I'm just looking at it. I'm thinking, you know what, mate? Buckle up, people, because like people are saying Pogba's not good enough. People are saying Maguire's not good enough. At this minute, mate, there'll be no one good enough at Man United Football Club. And I'm just looking at it, I'm thinking, are the players that bad? Are the players in this football club that bad? Or, I'm sorry to say, all the people that like Ollie and all that, yeah, or is Ollie not getting the best out of the players? I've always argued that. Is Ollie not getting the best out of his players? And now, are they going to finally turn on him? Which is a bit of a worry because I still respect him as a legend of the football club. He's a legend of the football club. He done his thing at 99. But the last thing he needs is a player to turn on him. His legacy to turn on him. People shouldn't be going at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in terms of his kind of love for the club to make decisions. He might make decisions on his own benefit. But sometimes, when you have all this animosity, can you have a strong manager? And I'm not too sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a strong enough manager to deal with all his characters. You're looking at Bruno Fernandes, forced his way move into Manchester United. You're looking at Maguire, Pogba, all these players who want to play. Van der Beek now is muttering to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's ear, let me have a game time. There's all these things that's going on. And has he got the backroom staff to deal with it? Mike Phelan, for me, I don't know. All he does is show with his shorts. You know what I mean? Michael Carrick, I'm not too sure, mate. You know what I mean? I'll be real, man. That's all he does, man. He gets a new pair of shorts every day. And I'm like, what do you do for this football club? Michael Carrick looks like a guy who's just almost happy to be there. Then you got Kieran McKenna with his little stat pad. I don't care about his stat pad. I want something to do on the pitch, mate. You know what I mean? There's all these things that's going on with the football club. And then you got Woodward with his mask on and just sipping his drink in between his mask. And I'm like, what is going on? And then he's playing around with Liverpool. All these things are going on with the football club. And you're starting to see it now. It's all unraveling. All these things are unraveling now. If we don't get a result against Newcastle, just to ease the pressure in, just to ease the kind of clouding, then you're going to see the likes of Bruno coming out and saying more words, mate, to the press. You're going to see Pogba coming out. And then what's going to happen? They won't play for the manager. And then, there you go, mate. Kodoko coming down. I'm just saying, relax, guys, because right now it's on the bare minimum of kind of chaos. When we lose to Newcastle, mate, boy, strap yourselves in, mate. Really strap yourselves in.
Yeah, I mean, Mary, I'll come to you. Say, touched on it there, pal. Pal, geez, sorry, Mary. I was getting mixed up. I mean, Say touched on it there, Mary, in talking about his backroom staff, and I said this earlier on myself as well. If three former United players, yes, all played under Sir Alex Ferguson, all know the United way and what is expected of a United player, if there's 3 of them in that dressing room and we still cannot get it right, then I fear the worst. I really do, because like Said said, then what are they doing? What is Mike Phelan's job? What is Carrick's job? And you've got Solskjaer there. Combined, they're all areas of Manchester United and prime Ferguson. Phelan's seen the dig down, get dirty, Ferguson get through the rough time phase. You've got Solskjaer who's seen the glory days. Carrick, these are serial winners. How is that not coming across somehow, Mary? How is it? It's mind-boggling how they can't get it right between them, especially in terms of what's expected at United.
To me, like, the only one with experience out of these is Mike Phelan. And for me, he's the dinosaur. Like, when he came in, when Ollie was the caretaker, it should have been for those couple of months. And then when Ollie got the permanent job, he should have brought in someone current, someone that's with the times, a proper coach, a proper tactician. Mike Phelan, for me, like, Mike Phelan was doing courses, like training courses all over the world in places, like in schools and education places. He wasn't even in football when Manchester United came in for him and gave him the job. And then you have Carrick and McKenna. McKenna did a bits in the youth team. This is a different kettle of fish. Carrick is there, I think, just to sit there, because to me, he does nothing else. Like, what does he do? What does McKenna do other than dumber and dumbest? These 3 do nothing for me. And if I was Ollie during this international break, I would have fired all 3 of them. I would have got all 3 of them. Ultimately, he's probably going to, they're probably going to cost him his job. But, you know, like, if Ollie is next experienced enough, then you bring in a number 2 who is, you bring in your coaches who are, for me, they're not good enough. Absolutely not. And to touch on Said's point about Ollie and the players, is Ollie getting enough out of the players? Look, you want him to be tough, but Jose Mourinho was tough, and Jose Mourinho was coming out and bashing players. And then Ollie, is Ollie not tough enough? There has to be a kind of, maybe LVG was the one who was the best manager out of all these. He also failed, but I think the players he's already losing the players. That 6-1 showed me that they're already down in tools. I think we're gone past that. They have down tools. I agree with Keane. They're going to throw him under the bus. And when are the players going to be accountable as well? You know, we're talking about Ollie. We're talking about the coaches. When are the players? They're on over 300 million a year. These absolute clowns. Half of them have thrown manager after the manager under the bus. They're going to do it again with Ollie. And while Ollie might not be good enough, dead man walking, I think he is. You know, I back him. I support him. But at the end of the day, some of these other people have to take accountability as well, because it's a shit show at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, Tim, I'll come to you on Salah Ahmed.
Quick touch up there.
Go on, Paul.
As Mary said there, yeah. Look, we went from Phelan, he was coaching Australia with a shit side, and we got Solskjaer from Mould. What combination did that come up to where these 2 fucking amateurs are going to be able to manage the best club in the world? I was there.
Oh no! Just let me tell you, Paul's a comical flip-flop.
You know me, I flip-flop. Yeah, look, I'm flip-flop. I've got my flip-flop, look. I told you. I've got my flip-flop. I wear them. I'm a flip-flop, yeah.
Scary times.
Feeling come from fucking Australia doing a fucking high school thing. Solskjaer come from Mould to manage the biggest club in the world. That's where we went wrong. We did, and what went through our heads to go through these 2 options, man. And great point with Mary saying, you forget where Phelan come from. You think of Phelan, you think of Fergie.
On paper, it's wrong.
Oh, yeah, but you've got to think where it actually come from, mate. The Fergie era was long gone, mate. We're still living in the past with him. Tim Volley was living in the past with them. Them 2, Mould and Australia, says it all. And that's why we're at the point where we are now.
Yeah,
but it's like Mates FC. It's not Mates FC. It's Manchester United Football Club.
Exactly.
They were former players. They're former players, and you know, he was in the youth team. You bring in a director of football in Rio because he's like, no, you bring in the best, not Mates FC.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. I mean, I'll just go through a couple of super chats and get your thoughts on these, Tim, mate. I mean, Salid Ahmed comes up with a good point there. If Bruno is dropped for the Newcastle game, what would your thoughts be? That would show Ollie as a manager who has favourites, who can never be a good manager, poor. And then Mary's comes up with this one. Considering we bought Left wing back, Cam and striker. Do you think Ole can coach to play offensive back three like Atalanta instead of a defensive 5-3-2? And just touching on that super chat there, Tim, mate, it's like what Mary and Paul said. Is this the mentality of the fan base now? Can we play like Atalanta? I mean,
we're not playing. We're not playing with. We're not playing. I would call it. She calls it a 5-3-2, a 3-5-2. With our wing backs, it would settle into a back five. But there's no way. Mary, I was talking about that at Mary's show, I think yesterday, where someone made the same comment. Where there's no way we're playing with like Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Brennan Williams. Their options is right wing back. What are you gonna get from either one of those players right now in that position? You know, Aaron Wan-Bissaka can barely hold down the right fullback position at the moment. So to change the formation now and have him all of a sudden have to, you know, we're really going to rely on our width from him on that right hand side, and it just can't happen. But I just wanted to weigh in on the whole, you know, what we were just talking about with what's going on behind the scenes. And I think, like, as you touched on it, look, we have three players or three coaches there right now that have played under Ferguson that know this club inside and out. Mary touched on it as well. We've had the School of Hard Knocks manager with Jose. LVG wasn't given his fair shake. Ole's come in now and you know, like we just said, United legend through and through. What's the common denominator in all of this? It comes from the top, man. It's the instability at the top that's raining down on all this entire shit show. And you know, if your bosses aren't performing, it doesn't matter what you do for work. It doesn't matter if you're a football manager, whatever it is. If you've got somebody and you work for an employer that it's just a complete and utter shambles from top to bottom, then that's not an environment that you could perform in. And so for any of these managers that come in, we could fire Ole tomorrow. Poch is going to come in. He might get us into the Champions League. Next summer, he's not going to be backed, and we're going to be back in the same thing. The carousel is just going to keep going. So I think the biggest thing is people need to stay focused on the issue, and the issue is that Woodward's got to go. I think that's where you start. Is there needs to be a wedge that's divided, that gets driven between Woodward and the Glazers, and somehow we can get rid of Woodward, then we can bring in somebody to fill that position that maybe is a football person, and maybe the Glazers will replace him with a football person because the Glazers aren't going anywhere. And maybe that's where we start the change. But something's got to give because the managerial carousel is just getting old.
I don't see him leaving though. Sorry, Tim. I just don't see Woodward leaving unless we were relegated. I'll be honest with you.
We had Woodward.
I think where you got to start, where it's got to hit is financially, right? That's how these people respond. It's all about profits for them. So if Woodward's there to make the money, and I guarantee you the discussion they have with them is, we don't care about the football side. We don't care about results on the pitch. If you're making us money, that's how you keep your job.
I'll tell you one thing, Tim, to touch on that quickly to touch on that, mate. I bet United. Yeah, I bet United didn't have anything. I didn't disagree with that £15 a game for us local fans either, because they'd be taking a certain chunk out of that themselves. So I touched on that quickly. Super chat from Brain Mutamzi there says, said it way back. All he needs to be on the touchline. He needs to be touchline coach, because that's all the best coach. I mean, can he get into their heads from the touchline? I mean, I don't know.
Listen, you train Monday to Friday to build up for the game. You shouldn't need to be on the field. I get the big games when Fergie used to be down there, but not your Crystal Palaces, not your Brightons. You're training all that all week. You're training that all week. You shouldn't need to be on there. These are professional footballers.
I don't think this has been purely down to tactics. I think this is a mentality issue. If you can't get that into him in training,
exactly, that's where I'm coming from. 100%. That's where you've got serious problems. If you can't work on the tactics on Monday to Friday, you've got on that truck line drilling them, saying this is what you should be doing. Something's going wrong. Something's going wrong down the line somewhere. You've got to be learning this stuff in training. You shouldn't have to be on. I get the big games, Liverpool's, your fighting tackles, your Arsenal's, all that. Yeah, I get that, but not your Crystal Palace and your Brightons and all that. You shouldn't need to be on there. But at the moment in time, Spurs, we looked lost, mate. We looked absolute lost, mate. We didn't even know. No one knew where they were playing. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this super chat from Sally there, cheers, mate, brings me right onto the next subject, actually. Question for you all, hoping you can answer. If Bruno is dropped to the bench or out the squad for Newcastle, how would the fans portray Ollie as a manager? Onto that, I'm going to add the Pogba situation right now, because we all know, I've heard Mary give a rant regarding Pogba and what he's been saying. I mean, I personally think this was always going to happen. It always happens on international duty. It's no surprise that we've had rumours from Pogba's camp. We've had noises come from Portugal regarding Bruno. We knew it was coming. I tweeted it out. I said, what's new? Pogba talking on international duty. And then every Pogba lover came on against me saying, I'll answer that. He was just answering a question for you. I mean, that's not what I was getting at. I'm looking at Pogba, and I'll come to you first, Said, mate. Pogba on the pitch is an obvious issue. Forget what he's saying and forget what he's saying outside on international duty, mate. I'm not seeing a Pogba on the pitch. That's my main concern.
Yeah, mate. It's for me. Like I'm a Pogba fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a Pogba fan, and I still think he's a quality player. But we're not getting the best out of him yet again. Another manager not getting the best out of him. It's crazy, mate. It's criminal. He's not press resistant in a CDM role, in a 4-3-2-1, in a midfield pivot, whatever you call it, mate. He's not press resistant because he gets attracted to the ball. He's a risk taker. He's a player that likes to have a little bit of a swagger about him. So what he does is he takes his time with the ball. But listen, mate, this is dog eat dog. And when Højbjerg comes sniffing around here like a dog, mate, that's what they are, mate. That's what Tottenham did. They're all like dogs sniffing around. And what they did was they sucked into Paul Pogba and Matic, who are not good on the half turn, who are not possess resistant.
100%.
They sucked into them and they got the ball off him there. That's when they were dangerous. That's, for me, it's clear. He's not going to play attacking midfield position. So what do? I'm calling it right now, mate. You might as well drop him, mate. He's not going to, for me, if you're not playing him as a number 8 role, or you're not playing him on a 4-3-3, maybe on a left hand side of a 4-3-3, drop him, mate. Because what we're doing now, we're suffering. Man United is suffering right now because tactically, Ollie can't get the best out of him. He did it at the start of the year when he came in the job when Pogba was playing forward. He got 16. Did he get 16 goals and 11 assists, something like that?
18, I think, in total. Yeah.
Totally different player. But what you're doing is now you're accommodating a midfield pivot of Matic and what's it called, Pogba. But then again, for me, Matic, he's had his time. He's had his time as a defensive midfielder. But what he doesn't do, he's lost his legs for me. And that energy, the Premier League has changed now. Look at the Premier League right now. Aston Villa are pressing Fabinho into a 7-2. Aston Villa we're talking about. So you got to realise now, it's powerful. The league is powerful now. There's no more top tier league and bottom tier. It's literally team v team who can be the best game plan on that day and execute it well. Because what you see now is a different Premier League. It's a powerful Premier League, mate. And we haven't got time for passengers. And I'm calling Pogba, Matic, whoever it is, in that midfield, against Tottenham, we needed Fred, Bruno Fernandes, and Donny van der Beek. We need energy that midfield. Energy just to come to a press. Energy to get them into midfield free. But what do? I don't know if Ollie's learning. I don't know if Ollie is seeing this and looking at training ground thinking, right, how can I get the best team ready? If I can get the best team ready, I'll support Ollie. But he's not doing that, mate. He's not doing the basics. And Paul Pogba, for me, if he's not playing in a more advanced role, you might as well drop him, mate. And that's for the better of the team, mate. For the better of the team.
Paul, I'll come to you, mate. I know you've had a few choice words to say on Pogba before, mate. It's like King Cantona says there, if Bruno is dropped but Pogba plays, then it's over. I keep hearing people say Pogba is a great player. Can anyone name a game in which he has bossed a game in the last 4 seasons? Paul, Pogba, mate, where people are talking like Bruno's the problem right now and he's taking the headlines, but for me, I have to concentrate on what's going on the pitch, not off it, mate, because no one's going anywhere right now. The windows are shut, Paul. The issue we've got now is like Said said, then can you get the players in the right positions? Can Ollie get a system that works? Does Pogba work in any system right now for you?
No. Straight up, no. Listen, I get Pogba, man. He's a world-class player. Yeah? But let's go back to the best form we've been under Ollie for the past 8 months. Was when Pogba was injured and Bruno had the free role. For some reason, I don't know, there seems to be a bit of disconnect between Bruno and Pogba. When they play, they're both non-existent. But prior to the lockdown, Bruno was the man when he come in. Pogba was out and was like, we don't need Pogba. And now Pogba's come back in the mix. Like Bruno's just given up. He was appalling against Spurs. The whole team was. But they just... I don't know. For me, I don't think Bruno and Pogba work, as Saeed's saying.
But you know what? They don't work.
You don't work. We've seen the best of Fernandes. When was last time we've seen the best of Pogba? We've seen the best of Fernandes when Pogba didn't play. We've not seen the best of Pogba when Fernandes has played. So for me, the two are clashing too much. They don't. It's either one or the other.
What they do is they get attracted to the ball, so they go forward.
Yeah, because
going forward and then leaving Matic on his own.
That's it. They're the type of
That's
players.
when they can get out. A lot of times we can't even get out.
So you've got to play one or the other.
I mean, Daniel Luciano says there for France, he plays with a fast CDM, another box to box, not a cam like Bruno. But either way, Pogba is struggling. He's coming up with a lot of people struggling to find a place for him, Mary, in the team. It's coming out with a lot of fans. It's like, where does he fit in? People have just said in the comments there, it has to be Fred, Van der Beek, and Bruno. Is that a combination going forward that we could do?
Absolutely.
There's the energy that Saeed was saying.
The only place for Pogba is on a plane to Spain. Get rid of him. 89 million flop. Absolutely for me. 33 goals, 33 assists in 168 games. You couldn't even count. I couldn't even pick 30 games that he's had world-class performances in a Man United shirt. Not even 30 games. He is a flop. You can say he's been played out of position. Someone said he needs Kante next to him. He needs Partey next to him. Ollie isn't getting the best out of him. Jose. When are we going to actually say Pogba isn't getting the best out of himself? You can say the tactics are wrong. You can say this is wrong. But we don't say that about Bruno, because although he's been playing in the last 3 games crap, Bruno was a revelation since he's come to Manchester United. Put anything Paul Pogba has done in the shadows, in the absolute shadows. He hasn't done it in a Man United shirt for 4 years. People are coming up with excuse after excuse after excuse. Yeah. Sell him, cash in, get him gone, because we have a perfect replacement in Donny van der Beek, and give me Donny van der Beek any day, because he'll play for the badge, he'll play for the club, and he's a massive upgrade on Pogba for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Tim, mate,
Tim, it's hard to disagree with what's happening on the pitch, mate. It really is. I mean, people were saying there that Ricky said Pogba and Bruno don't work together. It's not a case of they don't work together. It's a case of, again, can you up your level to play in one of 2 positions, 3 positions? You can't just expect to play. That's exactly it. Do you want to put the work in? If you put the work in, then you can play that system. But Pogba at the moment doesn't look like he wants to, for me. I mean, this is going back to the issue again about what happened at half-time, because Pogba can't defend. I don't care what people say. He'll win the odd header in a corner, but he cost us both goals in the second half against Spurs. Stupidity, positional sense. Yeah. He obviously cannot play there. So how would you see it in terms of all his control of these players if, like it was mentioned then, if Pogba starts and Bruno doesn't against Newcastle, it's looking it's condemning, mate, in a way.
I think Bruno has to start against Newcastle. I think that you know, if you're gonna put your chips behind somebody, if you're Ole, that you're gonna go with, you're obviously gonna back Bruno. I think that with sort of what has come out recently with Pogba's comments, I know his agent about 6 weeks ago said he's part of a special project, and for me that was a shot across the bow to the club to bring in some players, and now clearly like Ole hasn't been backed to the extent that everybody knows he should have. Last January there was talk between that Mino Raiola was in the press again saying how that there had been promises broken to Paul Pogba at Manchester United, and that, you know, he wasn't sure if the club matched the ambition of the player. So and Romano even said that had Corona not happened, that Juventus were coming in with for a bid. They were coming in for him. So, you know, you're right. I mean, does he really want to be there, especially now that the window's closed and seeing how things are going? We know that, you know, as far as what's happened with him in the past, when the chips have been down, he's not the type of player that can really lift himself. I know he's a terrific player, terrific talent, but there's some players I think that can cut through the negativity and you know, get through it themselves and lift themselves for big moments. And he doesn't seem to be that type of character. He seems to need that type of harmonious environment. Whereas I think Bruno is more the type of leader that's going to be able to lift himself and lift the players around him to help pull them through it. So it doesn't look good. Certainly doesn't look good. And as far as I agreed wholeheartedly which is the first time I've ever agreed with 100% of what Saeed has said. But yeah, absolutely. He's not good under pressure. He's not good on the half turn. He's not very good in tight areas. They need to find a way to deal with the press, which every team knows to press us now because we just give the ball away in bad areas. And then once we get forward, to have him join the attack and give him the ability. That's when he's really playing at his best for us, right? When we break out and we keep possession and he's able to get forward and help influence the attack with us. So who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, not only, Paul, is there an issue with our midfield, which we clearly see. Defensively, it just keeps going from bad to worse, mate. We've got the pressure that's on Maguire at the moment, and Champions League squad's been announced. Rojo's not left the club. He's not been put in the Champions League squad, and then Bailly goes and does what we all know Bailly does, gets an injury. So, I mean, is there any room? I just don't see how this works for Ollie at the moment, because if he cannot turn a player out of Rojo, who is clearly probably nowhere near as worse as anyone else in that defence right now, and we don't want him there. We know we don't want him there because, he's not really bothered. He's another one who'll be injured all season long. But we've just got a defence that looks like it has lost all capabilities of defending. And the shower that it was, that defensive performance against Spurs, mate. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything as bad. But, I mean, I've seen Maguire go straight into the England squad today. I'm like going, you know what is going on with these managers? What is it just pure favouritism? It's horrible to say, but Mary's touched on it. Mates FC.
Big time. Listen, everyone's going on about Lindelof, yeah? Everyone in this world knows Lindelof's not good enough for United, yeah? So when Lindelof has a big game, we slag him off. So then Bailey comes in and we slag him off. Maguire's getting an easy ride here, man. He needs to start getting looked at more. That guy's 75 million. That guy's 75 million. He's a fucking captain of Man United, yeah? And he's not showing no leadership on that pitch, mate. And he needs to get question marks over him. He does, man. Listen, Spurs, yeah? Martial got sent off. I get it. With 10 players, so what? It's a fucking striker what we lost. We didn't lose the defence. So why did we go to 6-1? We didn't lose a striker. We lost a striker. We didn't lose a defender. I get it. If we lost Maguire or we lost a fucking centre-back or we lost a defender, yeah, I get it. We're open to foot. We lost a striker. That leaves no gaps at the bottom. But then Cunt still managed to score 6, another 4. Yeah? That's showing me weak leadership from Maguire because him and Bailey were still in the middle of the park. We didn't lose a defender. We lost Martial and the back four still folded. The back four still folded. No one in this world now would say Lindelof is good enough for United. No one in this world would say Maguire's good enough for United. So why do we go and send an attacking midfielder? Are we fucking mad? Why do we go not sign a defender when you go anywhere in this world prior to the transfer window? No one would have said Lindelof is good enough for United. No one would have said Maguire is good enough for United. And we didn't go sign a centre back. We sent a centre. What? Are we for real? And this is what it's all coming down to. This is what it's all coming down to. The back. Wan-Bissaka, man. The guy was sick last season, bro.
Go on, Paul. Go on, man.
Mate, the guy is lost. He looks lost. He looks lost again this season. He looks lost. He was sick last year. Where's his confidence gone? And that's the problem. No fans.
Drop off, that's mate. Drop off.
You don't want to see me on the stands like that. What are you doing? You know what I mean? They've got an easy ride. They've got a fucking easy ride. Them fucking players have got an easy ride with no fucking fans. They know they can not turn up and fuck all up and get said to him. No booing, nothing. They've got an easy fucking ride and they're using it. They're turning up to train, not giving a fuck because they know the fans out there. Home on away, get the way support for them. But they're turning up and they know they don't give a fuck, yeah? Not one of them give a fuck because they know they're not facing none of us. They're not facing 75,000 fans booing like fuck at him. They don't give a fuck. They don't do it like that. Woo! You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And that's going to fall. That's just pissing me off. They don't give a fuck because we're not there. So, like,
Paul,
who cares? We get beat.
Just confirm. Just confirm, Paul. What do the stewards do, Paul? Again, mate. Just confirm that. No.
Can you have an
That's
autograph?
it. Paul made it. He's nailed it.
It's been a fucking disgrace. The players have been a disgrace because they know there's no home fans there. They know if they don't turn up, they're not getting scrutified. They're not getting booed like fuck like they have been at Old Trafford. They're not. And they're fucking taking the piss out of it. They're showing no fucking commitment to this fucking club. Not a one of them standing out this meeting. Greenwood shooting every time he has a fucking ball. What are you doing, you fucking dickhead? You're not like, all right, you scored a few. Listen, it's not working now, so let's chill out on them. Let's play a good ball in. Don't shoot whenever you get the fucking ball. Let's chill, bro.
Okay. So, just if anyone was unsure, Paul's not happy right now.
There's no fans there to tell him how we feel. So them players have got a fucking easy ride at this moment in time. They have got an easy fucking ride. They go home to their big houses. They turn up for training. They don't come for nothing. They've got a fucking easy ride. That's what's pissing me off. They don't show no passion for this club. And they're not.
That's it, mate.
It's an absolute joke.
That's it, mate. This is where it's gone. I mean, them players, the drop off, especially for the new players that have come in, the ones that have shown there's quality, like Paul said at the start of the season. Wan-Bissaka James was good, Maguire was good. You know what I mean? But God forbid it would happen to Bruno as well, then we would really be in trouble. But arriving, we have got players coming in, new players. I didn't think that. I know. Come on, no, I'm not even going to go on to him.
Get me in.
I like the Cavani signing.
I knew you were O'Brien.
That's a problem. That's desperate.
Yeah, the way it was done was desperate.
And we got fucking Cavani.
Mate, Cavani's one. He's not for the future, but I mean, Said, mate. Pellistri actually is on his way to the club. I thought he was coming at the end of the season, mate. I must have misseen that. But we have the closest thing United. Mate. The closest thing United will have to Lionel Messi, looks wise. Yeah. So I mean, mate. The guy is like a dump. It's like a spit of Lionel Messi. If he can play like him, I've seen some clips, like everyone on YouTube. But I mean, is it an environment for a player like that to come into the club right now? Say that's the problem, mate. It must be. You must be scared for the kid.
I'll take anyone, mate. I'm not about you guys, but I'll take anyone, mate. You know what I mean? It just got to show again. Are these only going to socialise signings? Pellistri, the guy from Atalanta. No. He's a good player, by the way. Cavani, Telles. You know what I mean? I'm still sure that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have kept Brandon Williams at left back. Somebody's just telling me, are they thinking ahead with these signings? Because Cavani for me is come out of nowhere. Even though I think he's a top quality striker, but we bought him. Can you believe we bought him without no service, without any service at all? We don't play with wingers. We do not play. I don't know if you've seen the position on map here against Tottenham, but it was so narrow. It was almost like a diamond. And you're telling me you're getting Cavani when Martial's not scored this season.
Icing on the cake. Trying to make it look like we've done some big signings when we've not. We signed fucking kids. That's what it is.
There you go then. There you go.
Name.
The only one I'm excited about is Telles.
I think with Cavani, though, maybe Cavani gives you another option, or gives you another outlet when teams 100%. Do press us.
We've got that in Gallo.
To go over top.
Gallo's whack. I'm sorry. Gallo for me.
He's a good guy, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one thing Cavani will bring, he's a bit of a.
He can't hold the ball against Luton.
Yeah, I mean, Cavani will bring a bit of professionalism to us, Mary, because you know what I mean. The guy's got standards. Maybe he could back Bruno up in terms of the dressing room to actually get into these players, because you know he keeps high standards. He's well known that he's a motivator. He's very vocal in what he does, and there's some of our young lads who could probably learn if he's not playing all the time, because we don't expect him to, because he's another player we've bought pretty much injured. We just like to buy these players that are injured all the time. But I mean, if anything, he will bring a bit of a standard back. For me, I dare say it, similar to what Ibrahimovic did, brought standards in the dressing room. I mean, I'm trying to clutch at straws, Mary, but I'm trying to get a positive out of one of these signings. I mean, Pellistri looks like Messi. Could he play like Messi? Cavani, could he bring some anger? Could he bring something back to the dressing room? is Tellez going to be the fullback to get the assist? But like Saeed said then, we don't play a system where balls into the box are really capitalised on. Is Ollie preparing to change the system? Or is it like Saeed said, these are all building up for Pochettino? He didn't say Poch, but I know he's thinking it.
Yeah. Look.
I'm waiting, man. Pochettino is magic, you know. Mauricio Pochettino.
Okay, now he's lost.
I don't think you'll have to wait too long, Saeed, but look, what luck have we had with South American players so far at Manchester United? I'd say nil. We rarely have one that works. Cavani, I'm just hoping that he brings some much needed experience because we desperately need it. We need a leader. Like you touched on, Bruno's the only one. And you know, I've been reading that there's clans in Manchester United, the French clan, the Spanish clan. We don't want clans who are fighting against one another. We need leaders. So take your clans and stick them, because now is your time to show balls and leadership. And if Cavani can do that, if Bruno can do that, the rest of them can do one. Because look, Cavani is not a Gallo. That's a positive, because the Gallo, like Saeed said, stanked the place out against Luton. He was worse than probably most of our many centre forwards I've ever seen in United shirt. He's nowhere near fit, and January can't come soon enough because he needs to go. So, but Cavani is a massive panic buy. No one will convince me that he was an Ollie signing and it wasn't a panic buy. But he's there, and look, he might not play against Newcastle, but look, he'll play in the game after, because we're without Martial, because he was a dumb fuck in that Tottenham game. Hopefully Tellez, and I love Martial,
Mary.
I mean, that was just brain dead. And Luke Shaw, I would take, honest to God, Dennis Irwin right now is 50-odd-year-old over Luke Shaw, because I mean, I want my left back at left back, not at centre back, because Luke Shaw was nowhere near centre back. Our left back in that Spurs game, he was so out of position. I don't know whether it was tactics or not, but for me, Luke Shaw, get in the bin, give me Tellez all the way. Tellez, great dribbler, great crosser of the ball, up and down that pitch.
Goals as well.
Luke Shaw, you're done now. You're done now here, Luke Shaw. Goodbye, another player who throws managers under the bus. He's another one for me. Bin. Tellez all the way. I'll take Cavani because I'm desperate. Hopefully throw Palestrian against Newcastle, because no one knows what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are. I would throw him in there. I would throw him in on the right wing and see what he can do. Greenwood up front, Rashi on the left, and let's go. Bring it.
I mean, teammate Prem Prodigy there, cheers Prem, says, I don't believe we're planning for Poch. They can't even plan when we have a manager here. How can we plan for someone who isn't even here, for fuck's sake? Mary said it there.
They can do that.
We have no plan, Tim, because
they can do that.
It's like Mary said then, we're literally looking at it going, let's throw Palestrian, let's get what we can in, because it's I daren't say it. Saeed used to go on about this all the time, Tim, mate, but does it look like a little bit of freestyle? Does it look like it's hit and hope all the time? I mean, none of us here want to see Ollie fail at all. And I want to see him to turn it around, but ultimately, if he plays Pogba, again, having played so bad, or he can't find a system for Pogba, he's sort of digging himself a hole, Tim, mate. It's hard to say, but we just have to look at it factually. And all he needs to get tougher. I don't want him to do Mourinho and come out and out all the players, because that just doesn't work at all. All the players are actually coming out and out in Ollie, though, and it's not clicking in with him. It's like Luke Shaw, how he's got the brass to come out and say, we need to buy players. Yeah, mate, we're buying players for your position. What are you saying? This game against Newcastle coming up, mate, I dare say it, make or break for Ollie.
It's a massive game, certainly. I think Ole's a little more, I think he is anyway, a little more cunning than people give him credit for. I think that
we don't need Roy Keane like Daniel Luciano says in the super chat then.
Mate, he's definitely not true. He's not having shots every time, I swear, because he's writing full-on sentences with no spelling mistakes there, mate. He's definitely not drinking. Mine would be all over the show by now.
I think Ole I think he does have a long-term vision in terms of trying to work within the confines of. I've never seen a sign this many go out and try to poach so many good young players from around the world, right? And that's certainly something that fits into United's ethos when you look at what the players that we're trying to bring in. Palistre over here, the teams over here in the MLS and other South American teams were after him hard last summer. In fact, the MLS team that I have season tickets for here in Toronto, they were chasing him hard last summer. So he is highly rated. I know there were some other teams that were monitoring him. But you look at the other players, the France under-17 captain that we've signed, the three Spanish, the three good young Spaniards that we brought in prior to this. So it's almost like he's realizing that I need to mitigate the fact that the board won't back me the way I need to be backed in the transfer market, and I'm going to develop good young talent the way we used to, and see if I can promote them to the first team and then fill holes around them and then use my money wisely that way. The challenge and the problem right now for Solskjaer is you need, in order to get time for that long-term vision, you have to do something in the short term. So I understand that he wants to play the 4-2-3-1, but I almost agree with Saeed that right now, because we're struggling so bad, you almost need to change formation. And if your long-term view is that you want to play that formation and have fullbacks that can get forward and attack and create your width that way, that's all great. But you got to buy yourself the time. And if the results keep going so poorly, he's not going to get the time.
No, that's it. I mean, guys, we're almost at the end. An hour has absolutely flew by. So I'm just going to come to each one of you. Paul, give me something positive, mate. Tell me something positive going forward, Paul.
My little girl's football team won 4-2 today.
Yes, that's it. That's what I want to hear.
That's all. I don't give a fuck about it. I look forward to my little girl playing football on Sunday. I love it, mate. I love it, bro.
That's it, mate. That's what I love.
This is what's keeping me intact now with football, because I can't stand watching us at the minute, bro. And Sundays, man, I love watching her. I love watching her. As we touched up there at the start of the show, Man United girls are firing. Yeah. They're getting on the right track, because I know they're not. They're getting on the right track for when my little girl's professional, mate. She'll be in the top rank with them. I don't want her playing in the championship like United girls now. I want her to be in the top one competing.
Yes,
we'll be in
that's
it.
it, mate.
How old's your little girl? How old's your little girl, Paul?
9.
How old? 9. All right,
she's at Accrington Stanley. She's at Accrington Stanley at the minute. But
who are they?
I said,
who are they?
That's yeah. Don't
exactly.
Yeah,
no, you need to say it. You need to say it though. I'm an old saying, Accrington Stanley.
Yeah. Scouse kid with his glass of milk.
Mine are 5. We're going to link up in the United first team in like 20 years.
That's step start there and get to United.
Yeah, that's it. That's
the football I look forward to at the minute, is watching my little girl on Sunday. Love it.
That's it. Saeed, mate. Saeed, give me something positive, mate, before you go.
Positive, mate. I've not seen Ollie play today, and I've not seen the team play. That's all, mate. Honestly, that's all it is, mate. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And you know what? I'm enjoying my Sunday night, because could get messy, mate. Next Sunday, this show. Next Sunday, this show could be absolutely toxic, mate. Toxic.
Oh, God, heaven forbid. We can't get worse than.
Yeah. I'll be hanging out with the Scouser down the street from him.
We are playing Newcastle.
I'll tell you.
I'll message Paul and I'll say, Paul, you coming on the show? He'll tell me to F off. Straight out.
Hey, if Boris shuts a pub down, I'll be on it. But if they don't and we get beat, I'm on a 2-day bend.
He's on the lash. Big time. He's on the lash. Mary, give me something positive. We won't talk about Ireland, because that's not going to help you much. But,
God, no.
No. I mean, how's the gin? Is the gin nice?
It's absolutely lovely.
How many gens tonight, Mary?
I'm going to have a few more.
Yes.
That's the first one. No match for me. I tell you, no match for me. You know what I mean?
This is it. I mean, can you imagine?
We're going to beat Newcastle. We're going to beat Newcastle. Absolutely. Oh, I can. Trust me.
Imagine these lot on a Christmas do, people. Seriously, this would be a great combination night out, this, wouldn't it? Whoa, man, it's going off. Tim, mate,
Yeah, mate.
Positive, mate. Give me something before we go.
Oh, mine's good. So today is Canadian Thanksgiving. I've got on
it is.
I've got on my turkey
Turkey
tracky
time.
bottoms. So after this, I'm going to be in going for turkey coma and big drumstick, all the stuffings. That's it. Yeah, I got the turkey. So my turkey tracky bottoms, they have like a little button at the top, so I can just undo one button just to roll down the top elastic just to get enough leverage.
Yeah,
good.
Brilliant. Before we finish, everybody, just a quick recap on the membership. Cheers for everyone who's joined in as well tonight, and everyone who's already joined in. There will be giveaways of the retro shirts. I've seen people asking me where I got my shirts from, but there will be giveaways at least twice a month. All the members involved in that will be notified through the communication section of the channel. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep you all posted on that. And if anyone else wants to get involved in it, just hook up, look into the membership option there. It is all broken down in there for you, and everything will be explained. So yeah, that is all upcoming. I just want to quickly thank everyone in Super Chats, all the comments, everyone coming on, all the guests. I'm quickly just going to go around everyone. Saeed, mate, everyone knows United Central on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just give them a shout out for your other socials, mate.
Yeah, man. @realist_187 on Twitter, mate. Come find me there for the Pochettino propaganda.
Mary, does She Devils United one of the best shows around at the moment, and she loves a good rant, Mary. What are the other socials, Mary? Instagram,
we're live at 9 and
Twitter.
Yeah, follow me at Mary She Devil UTD on Twitter, and She Devils United are live at 9. And if you're Ollie in, come support our channel.
I'll come on there. I'll come on there.
Yeah,
I'll come on there.
That's it.
You just poke the bear, Mary.
Timbo, Thanksgiving, mate. But what are your socials, pal? Where's anyone watching you eat your turkey, mate? Because you don't put much on your socials regarding yourself. So what are they at, mate?
Yeah, it's Niagara MUFC is the club account for our supporters club over here. Niagara Red is my personal account on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram will give you a little more of a glimpse into the personal life of Canadian Tim.
Yes, I daren't ask this now. I really daren't ask it. But Paul?
No void. You know what, Matt? I was going to come on at the start of the game. I thought, I'm back. We start at 0-0. We're all on the same points. We've got a chance. 3 games in, and fuck, I didn't go back on that Twitter because I would have been getting some shit. I get more shit at work because it is when the scouts come. Imagine now, mate. I'll give it back. 1 point off 1 point off 20th. That's how back we are. We're finished.
Oh, man, people, that is it. The show is finished. We've gone just over an hour. Thank you for tuning in, as always. This was the first of the podcast, INTA United. There'll be more guests on every single week. Hopefully, the Reds can actually back us up and give us something good to talk about instead of all this negativity around the club at the moment. But time will tell. We've got one more England game to get through, and then it's Newcastle away, people. Like, share, give the video a share, people. Hit me up with your messages when it goes up on the channel as well later. Let me know how you're feeling about everything at the moment and everything going on in the news. And obviously, if you are watching for the first time, do hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. There's plenty coming up. I will be talking to Paul's mates, the Geordie boys, from that infamous video about Alan Shearer. They will be on the channel talking to me regarding Newcastle and how they feel. And there is hopefully on Tuesday a special guest. I'm not going to say it yet because I can't confirm it's actually happening. It is pretty much sorted, but I will let you know nearer the time. So plenty coming up, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of what's left of the weekend and have a great week. I will see you in the week. Bye-bye.